I guess today we're gonna try to rig a custom sabrecat. When I say try, I mean I really try, because we're gonna be running in a lot of issues, as per usual with this stuff. But this is the final result for now, and it's not that bad. It has some issues, though, with rigging, but those are inevitable. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's see. So yeah, you usually start off with a model of a sabrecat. Or actually, this is a custom model typer grabbed for me online. The problem with this one was it was rigged to a pre-existing skeleton. So you have to import a sabrecat into Blender, preferably, and make the pose it takes. It's a very specific T-pose, and this is for every single creature. Skyrim. We need to make the T-pose it has, make it match up perfectly by using, let's see, what's it called? Proportional editing, a little bit of nudging the vertices and slight remapping, so it aligns like this thing is aligning to that one. Usually the first step for everything, but ideally you'll have modeled your own creature, and you would have thought of this before you started modeling and actually make it line on from the beginning. Anyway, then next thing you want to do is set up the outfit studio. That's actually the main thing we're going to be doing. First off, go to settings and assign the sabrecat skeleton as the reference skeleton. You need to find this set skeleton in your Skyrim folder. Either have a completely extracted Skyrim, like I do, in Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim, oh god, letter S, thank you. Skyrim in your data folders, in meshes, actors, then you have all the animals here. So this is usually found in your BSA extractor, by the way. So let's like open the Skyrim meshes folder. In Special Edition, it's going to be very similar. And then search for actors for this one, sabrecat, be it S, character assets, skeleton.nif. It's always called skeleton.nif. If you look at it, it has nothing to show, but if you enable the collisions, you see this is a skeleton. Grab this, put this somewhere where it's safe, then go into Outfit Studio, go to Settings, Reference Skeleton, Browse, select this skeleton. It should show up here. Press OK. I usually restart Outfit Studio just to make sure that the settings are applied, but it was already applied. Next thing, import your reference, as in the regular sabrecat. This thing, you grab it from basically the same location under Actors, Character Assets, sabrecat Snow. Took the Snow one for no reason. You can take any one. It does not make a difference. You can drag and drop it or just manually import it. Now the main I don't actually need. It's just something added on top of the body, so I delete that part. So this list isn't so full. I'll hide the eyes for now. But the thing with the eyes is they have very specific bones. The head eye. This one isn't found on the regular sabrecat. That's why it's marked with white. So the main mesh doesn't actually have it. You make your main sabrecat a reference, and oh, the textures disappear. That's nice. Press T to make them all disappear. Yeah, for some reason it just removed the texture paths. Let's ignore that. Wanna zero out the origin? And then import your own sabrecat. I got it from OBJs. God. Where did I put that? There it is. There we go. Cool. File location. There it is. Give it a good names. For now, I'm gonna just leave it like that. Yeah. It will visible because it's huge and misaligned. That's just how blended OBJ exporting works. They have problems with this, but from experience, it's usually rotated 90 degrees on the x-axis and scale it down to 0.1. That should make it align perfectly. If that doesn't work, you'll have to just meticulously do it yourself and see how it functions. So the sabrecat is the reference, the base mesh is being referenced. Let me check. Coordinate system is 0. That looks good. So then press T to disable those missing textures. I'm implying shaders right now, but that is less horrible for the eyes. Then you just go copy bone weights, tangents, blah blah blah. These settings are usually good. It's more about having this entire list of bones in the sabrecat applied. Now you'll instantly see that this is a good system, but it's actually very bad because it doesn't apply the bone weights as well as it should. So this is manual labor. You're gonna have to do all of these bone paintings yourself. Oh, that's funny. There we go. Yeah, at this point it's weight painting. If you're familiar with it, that's nice. If you aren't, well, I'll tell some details about the basics of weight painting. But for now, since I have actually already rigged this, and I won't do it again because it takes like 5 hours to weight paint a regular mesh, I'm going to grab my pre-existing version and import it, and then copy the weights on top of it. Let's see. Oh, nice. So where is it? Yeah, there it is. There we go. I think it's in. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, always to give these things a good name because you're gonna be very confused by the end of this with all the models. This is the one I just imported. This is the one we started off with. So I'll make this the reference. I will select all of the bones because I painted it earlier. These have been made to look correct. And then it's transfer selected weights, as I recall. So now this should be correctly rigged or weight painted. Well, to the extent I didn't weight paint all of it just yet. Yeah. The way you weight paint this is to look at the original Skyrim one. sabrecat, this one. And honestly, just compare. How does the neck look? What values does it have here? Copy it over to yours. How does this neck look? Copy those values over here. I recommend opening another instance of Outfit Studio just on a second screen and have it as a reference over there. That's, well, second screen, you know. And then it's just, yeah, copy paste. Well, not copy paste, just artistically design these. I'll do that for a while now, for a good minute, because I actually didn't do the legs yet. I did do all the other parts. Let's see here. Left twist bone. So. I mean, that looks very similar, honestly. For the sake of tutorials, just showing how. You want to set this as reference to be able to see it while you're painting the other one. If you then do it on wireframe, you can barely make it out, but it's helpful to know what you're supposed to be painting. Then there's another one tool of Outfit Studio called the Mirror Bone. Put it on automatic, usually, for every single creature for some reason, but that's decided to give every single bone in this creature very weird names, so the automatic mirroring doesn't actually work here. So I have to do it manually. Since this is the left twist bone, I'm going to find the right twist bone. And then I'll automatically paint it. This also only works if your mesh is perfectly symmetrical and perfectly mirrored, which I made sure it was. There we go. Want to enable the fixed weight brush, and then basic weight painting theory. One is the least amount of influence from the bone. Goes all the way up to, 0.1 is the least. Goes all the way up to red, aka 1. And anything in between, values of 0.7 would be yellowish, 0.5 greenish. Anything lower goes closer and closer to blue, which is 0.1. And then, well, this doesn't do anything. This just removes it. But for Outfit Studio, you hold Alt to use the eraser. And that's the easiest way to clear it. Don't use the 0. Honestly, I didn't know that worked. And then using Shift, you can easily blend colors. So hold Shift to blend two values. All right. Like this. I want green. I didn't actually want green. I want something in between green and blue. So I use Shift and I lower the green a bit. There we go. I actually didn't want green here. That's incorrect. Be more this kind of color. Or 0.2. Another thing about weight painting is every single bone, every single vertex needs to have a total value of 1, as in red. But the more bones you have to influence that simple single vertex, the more divisions you'll have. Like 0.1 might be, this vertex might be influenced by like 0.1 with the left twist bone, but for another one, like, let's see, which one? This one here, left forearm, this is a value of 0.6, and then having left hand is 0.1 again. Actually, that's more like 0.8. And 0.8 plus 1, and 0.1 plus 0.1 equals in 1 in total, and then that means your vertex has been completely influenced. Outfit Studio does this automatically. It's called normalizing weights. But you want to keep that in mind, because if you're going to have a red marking or a value of 1 here, and then do that for like 3 bones, that's just not going to work, and your rig is going to look absolutely horrible. Now, let me find which ones I used. There we go. Then there's another elephant in the room, or a tail. This tail does not even remotely line up with this tail, and there is nothing I can do about that. So either you can go change the entire skeleton, modify it. That's a bit advanced. There is a tutorial about that in the Arcane University wiki, but I will not be showing that because I frankly do not know how to do it just yet. I am figuring out how to do it soon enough when I get to it. But what I usually do is I just try to match it closely as possible. This will look very stiff though, but try to match it as close as possible, and then just mark the rest that it can't reach with red. I've seen this in game. It doesn't actually work that well, so I'm gonna probably not use the tail or the 2 tail bone, only the 1. Mark all of this in red. So maximum influence to this specific bone over here. Who knows, maybe that'll look good. This is trial and error. Because this isn't aligning, you need to just mix and match, try to see what works. Oh yeah, there is a posing option, by the way. I haven't used this a lot, but you can like show pose. You can see how it'll change based on rotation, but this is a bit finicky because it's yeah. Well, you can see how this changes, and then you can see how your one changes. And if this doesn't look good like this, well, then that's a bit bad. Now there isn't much that I can do about this specific thing again, because you'll have to, if you want to make this work desperately, then you need to either shorten up the tail or realign a skeleton. Look at the tutorial for that. And who knows, maybe I'll do when I know how to do it, I'll do a lecture about it. Well, now I'll leave it at this for the mesh. And I'll just export this into a NIF right now. And test it in game. I also won't be using any creation kit. So I'll just be replacing the original sabrecat with the modified version. If it uses the same skeleton, you can basically replace anything you want. Hope that works. Oh, wow. I see. Let's try that again. I'll save this project first, maybe. Yeah, saving is a thing. Whatever. Don't copy the reference for now. And I'll just delete all these things that I won't need for now. Yeah, this will be a sabrecat without eyes. Sorry about that. Well, export to if no. There it is. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, that's the wrong folder. Ah, there it is. Now the file paths. I should have them lying around here somewhere. Yes, these ones. This one didn't come with a normal map, so that's fun. Also, this is a QWERTY keyboard. I'm used to AZERTY. There we go. It's called Cat. Yes, there we go. It looks a bit glowy because it doesn't have a normal map right now. So I guess I'll just turn off the specular. There we go. That's better. Oh, and it's missing its teeth because I neglected to include the teeth and the eyes. Okay. Save. Now, the sabrecat is one of the creatures that actually has a bunch of bones. For creatures with a lower amount of bones, you usually don't have to do this. At least, I mean, I kind of forgot you had to do this because I used to work with slaughterfishes and foxes. But this one, you need to do spells, batch, make skin partitions, give us 60. Some nice notifications that it worked. And then save this. Let's double check if it's in the right folder. Yep. And then boot up Skyrim. Let's see if it works. What a fast game. I am using Legendary Edition. If you want to use Special Edition, you probably have to run it through that one tool. Just ask about it in the Arcane University. Everyone knows the tool to like convert things. I, however, have never used it before because I'm still stuck in Legendary Edition. Don't blame me. See. Oh, look, it's a custom Atmora floating screen. Well, very impressive, you know, barrel, a rope, and a sack. There we go. So this is a safety. God. Oh no. There it is. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. 23 A E. Oh, I might have actually made a mistake. Forgot something. So let's see. If it crashes, I've made a mistake. Yeah. So this is a very common issue. That just means you didn't set up the partitions. Also, it's a nice bugged out. But yeah, so this is certain vertices haven't been assigned to certain bones. And this specifically has to do with the partitioning system. So if you ever see an issue like that, it's either you have vertices that haven't been weight painted, or you messed up the partitioning system. I didn't really mess it up, I just didn't do it. If you look at the vanilla one, there we go. It has in the partitions tab SPB body 32, SPB body 32 twice with this leg painted out. Don't ask why, I have no idea. So let's just do the monkey and copy that. Exactly how Bethesda did it, because we don't ask questions here. There we go. Apply this, and export it again. Oh, and maybe this time, before you remove this, keep the shader property so you don't have to do that thing again. So yeah, export to NIF, overwriting this, and again, this is the correct one. Aha. Okay, this is not the correct one. Oh wait, yeah, I'm smart. I exported the vanilla one. God. No, you want to export this one. There it is. Let's see. Sabrecat snow. There it is. The shader is all wrong. So I'm gonna make it easy and just copy this shader and remove it. This shader, and then copy it, paste it in. For rigged skeletons, there's always this flag called skinned. Studio includes that, but if you're having issues with it not showing up, enable the shade flag skinned. Now we do the spell again. Batch partitions 60. Alright, that looks good. And now, fingers crossed, it might work. Who knows? Can actually double check if it works. If I did the partitioning correctly, it should be there. Yeah. So it says it has been partitioned twice, and that's already good. Let's wait for Skyrim to boot up again. There is a way to look at animations in Creation Kit, but I just use Skyrim. It works just as well, just lower the time scale and zoom in with the camera to see any weird geometries or weird weight painting issues that you might have had. It should be fine. Oh look, that's an ugly bear. There we go. Oh, that was fast. Must have been in my RAM. Well, see, no, cat. There. Oh. There we go. Place. Well, I'm horrible at typing. There it is. 23 A B 6. Give me like 5. Oh my god. Well, that didn't work. Always lovely when it doesn't properly work. Yeah, well, I mean, you're gonna run into issues every single time. I hope I'll just get a functioning version this time. Okay, this looks good. Check the bones. Check the partitions. Right. I might have just saved the wrong one. 22, 24. Yard. Close this. Yeah. 34. I'm not even gonna bother doing the shaders right now. It better work. Okay. 60. Save cuts. No. Once more. Let's see. Should have saved after I spawned the gap. Nope, it's still broken. Hey, that's fun. Working with creation kits is always a good experience. Well, I mean, theoretically, this should work. Let's see. The difference between. Now, no amount of preparation will be able to stifle the weirdness of these programs, honestly. Well, actually, you probably won't even run into these issues if you're doing smaller creatures like foxes and slaughterfishes. So for those ones, everything I said is correct. Let's see. Mm. There we go. Now it works. Oh god, I'm gonna be dead. Now, the question is, why does it work now? I have no idea. I did exactly the same thing as last 2 times. Well, except for the partitioning. Last time. Let's get some light in this place. Actually, let's get a lot of light. Anyone know the command for weather change? There we go. So yeah, that's a rigged sabrecat. See the thing with the tail? You can see it here. Slow time. You can see it here. The tail isn't properly aligned. It's a lot less bad than it used to be. It's still very atrocious. But this is trial and error. Just paint it until it works. I mean, the rest is functional, except those eyes again. Oh god. Now, God knows why they pop out like that. Yeah, if you want to rig creatures, either pick a simple one, or you're gonna have to do a lot of trial and error, looking into why and what's wrong with them. You could usually ask certain people, but not everyone knows how to do this stuff. It'll be fine though if you do slaughterfishes and foxes. Actually, let me see. I should still have that fox out here somewhere. Bleak Falls Temple. Yeah, there it is. The weight painting itself doesn't actually take a lot of time. It's basically just the troubleshooting that'll be the biggest time sink. There we go. These are some red foxes I rigged. They work a lot better because that tail actually lines up with the wolf skeleton or the fox skeleton. Now their AI is very annoying. But that works. Anyway, any more questions? Or any questions? Because I think I'm done here.
Yeah, I have a question. Why did you choose 60 when you were doing the spells batch thing?
Because reasons. I have no idea. It's because that's what I do and that's what kind of works. These
Gotcha.
These spells and these values seem to be very finicky and specific. It's honestly a bit annoying that it's like that.
Okay, thank you.
It's oh, let's see. It's dragon. That thing also has way too many way too many bones, so you'll have a lot of trouble doing dragons too, but it works eventually at the end of the day. And if you run into problems like what I had here, this dragon, I didn't see it while modeling it, I didn't see it while working on it, but this eye has been flipped incorrectly. So the faces are incorrect assigned. Then you can do what I did in the beginning, just import your dragon again, correct this time, and as long as it has the same amount of vertices, you can just copy paste the weight painting over with the transfer selected weights option. And not only that, you can grab a regular dragon or any regular creature, extrude some of these things, make curves out of them, do whatever you want with them, and then if they have the same amount of vertices, just copy over the weights and it'll work in game. And you essentially have a new custom dragon that way. I should still have a custom dragon lying around. Maybe. No. It should still be in my build somewhere though, but I'll have to go look for it. Let's see. Binding dragon. There it is. Oh, it's an Ode of Ink Laser, so I can probably look at it in game. Oh no, wait, that's the other one. I seem to always test with Ode of Ink then. It's nice. Yeah, it's a fun little project I did for reasons. And I think we're reusing it in Atmora because it didn't have any reason anyway to exist. So we might as well have it. I could also make some normal maps for that saber lion cat thing, because it didn't have any, which is a bit sad. Now, how do you spell Odafing? Da. Oh. Oh god, I hate this. There. 21. Oh, well, that's not Odafing, and that's completely broken. Oh, too bad. That's probably because I booted up Skyrim before replacing the correct file. No, wait, what? Why is that here? Can I grab it from here? Let's just grab this one then. I know that one works. That was an old version of the dragon that had exactly the same issues as we saw with the sabrecat, so it is incredibly common to have that issue. And also very annoying. This should work. Texture's not included. Sad. Probably grab them from this folder. Somewhere. God. Functional. think. Yeah, there it is. See, it's a purple with black dragon. Inspired from those ones in here, so that breathe lightning. Oh, and I added some more teeth. Now, this is actually not using the same amount of vertices, but transfer bone weights works pretty nice when you're just using a similar mesh. I think I spent maybe only 2 or 3 hours working on this rig, which is unique for a dragon because dragons usually take days to rig. Oh, and don't even think about doing feathered dragons because that's the worst thing you could do. It'll take you weeks, maybe a month. But who knows? I mean, they're nice, they look good. Four, 5. There he is. Wait, gotta aggro him first, otherwise he's just gonna fly away. There we go. So yeah, this is just a regular dragon with some different textures. Made at Substance Designer. Very good program. Recommend. I elongated the spines here. I changed the tail up a little bit. Added a bunch of teeth. This is not that much work in Blender. And it's not even that much work in Outfit Studio. You should be able to do it with the method I provided. So I guess go out there and make custom dragons. It's a lot of fun. Oh, what is he doing here? I swear I only spawned one. Oh, jeez. And I mean, come on. Adding 20 teeth to a dragon is pretty fun. Any more questions? Or I'll just make a normal map. Let's make it normal. Well, not on my normal day today, but this Jill thing that was completely broken when you saw it in game. That thing does work, usually. And that was a doozy to rig, because it doesn't actually align up again. That's these issues. You see the vanilla dragon has a hole here. This one did not. And that made rigging this part just a nightmare. But yeah, that is something we have to do on a somewhat daily basis. Not daily, but it depends on how many custom creatures we want. Smaller creatures like sabrecats and anything. Well, sabrecats are actually kind of big, but smaller creatures are no problem. It's when you go to dragons that you encounter real issues with the weight painting. Because weight painting is also a lot about knowing a little bit about how bones work and how they're supposed to move, but who knows how a dragon's bones work? I don't know. So for Atmora, you're not expected to rig at all, because we have 2 people who know how to do it and will spend a lot less time than you on rigging. But if you want to learn how to rig, we're always open to teaching you. Import. Wait, yeah, import. No, actually, I should have done. There it is. Yeah, who knows?
Oh, I've got a question. So far, we've seen like applying a skeleton to a different model, for example. How hard is it to actually make a skeleton that moves differently from a vanilla NPC?
So you mean a custom skeleton?
Yes, because
right.
usually you see the thing that you just did this lecture, where you translate the skeleton to a different model.
Right. So custom animations are possible, but behavior paths aren't. So completely custom creatures are not yet possible, and controversial opinion, I doubt it'll ever happen anytime soon. But retargeting or reusing specific bones is possible. I just haven't done that yet, and I will find the tutorial. It should be on the Arcane University wiki. So I have no idea how hard it is. It doesn't sound too hard, except for the fact that it is basically all work you do in NifScope itself. But it shouldn't be too much trouble. I'd probably the thing with these things like NifScope and Outfit Studio and Creation Kit in general is you will encounter a lot of issues, and there's not that many people who know how to solve these issues out there. Arcane University is always a good place to ask, but for very specific things like this, you might not be in luck, and you'll have to figure most of this out by yourself. If it's an issue nobody knows. But here's the tutorial about yeah, retargeting skeletons. Again, I haven't read this yet because I just haven't had the time. But it should theoretically work. And you see the guy like retargets the skeleton up there, and then, well, actually, no, that's the original one, and he moves it. It seems to be fairly in depth. Who knows? For sabrecat I just made, you would ideally grab that tail and extrude the bone entirely, so you can actually use the tailbone, and it doesn't look that weird. Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to figure it out. Yes. I should actually have an example of a working retargeted skeleton. So, let's see. It's not. I know a mod that does it. It's a very unfortunate mod, though. Still have it installed. That would be nice. Ooh. Oh, a loading screen. Anything else?
When you were texturing the sabrecat, like, how did you is there anything you need to take into consideration as far as, like, how the texture is going to be deformed and, like, how big the textures need to be?
That's more a UV mapping question. You want to, as usual, in any situation, you want to limit the maximum amount of stretching you have in your UV map. And in certain spots like voxels, oh god, what's the English word for that? It's below your shoulder at the other side of your arm. Those spots, let me look this up.
Are you referring to the armpit?
Oh, yeah, the armpit. There we go. The armpits. In certain spots like armpits, you want to include a lot more geometry than usual because that will be stretched if the character does like an overhead swing. Especially for humanoids. With creatures, I recommend just looking at the creature that you're gonna be trying to adapt into a new creature. And well, that's just a regular werewolf. And looking at its animations, looking at what it uses, how it uses it, really overthinking what kind of creature you want to make and how you want to make it fit.
Okay, so really it's more of an issue of UVs and proper geometry than the actual textures.
Yeah,
Okay.
the textures. I mean, the textures are usually a last concern. It's really the geometry and the UV that needs to be perfect. And then if you do that perfect, make a nice sculpt of it, then textures are just an afterthought.
Okay, thanks.
Damn it. Who is this? Yeah, so the mod I was talking about that uses a retargeted skeleton is called Lore-Friendly Massive Werewolves. And it replaces the werewolf with a Pickle Rick. But this did retarget the skeleton into a pose like that. The animations were reasonably fine with it. Yeah. So it's definitely possible. This doesn't actually look like the werewolf's moveset. It's significantly different. Alright, let's get that off the screen. Oh, I think we're over time. Ooh. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not really doing anything anymore. Because I didn't want to do all the weight painting, obviously, on stream, because that would have taken 4 hours. But I did show some of it. Could do more of it. There you go. Look at this. There it is. It's actually mostly done, honestly. Nope, that looks bad.
What are you weight painting right now?
A line thing, I think.
I mean, what are you doing with that weight painting? Is that for just the controlling what the bone controls, or?
Yeah, this is weight painting. I did somewhat of a seminar about it just now. It was a bit chaotic, but working with Creation Kit is a bit chaotic.
Oh, okay. But that's for like armature and whatnot?
Yes, this is for animations.
Okay.
So it's basically retargeting this, well, not retargeting, but rigging this on the skeleton of the Skyrim sabrecat. And then just reusing its animations, because we can't actually add custom creatures with custom animations. Very sad. Oh god, its legs look broken. What the hell did I do? Another thing that might be fun to know is you can do Vertex Color in Outfit Studio. So if you want to add that extra zest to your mesh, this is an option. Now, let me check how it's done. Properties, Vertex Colors, okay. Colors, there we go. And this is something I actually use Outfit Studio for architecture, because it's a bit of a bother to export with the NIF. So I basically just use Outfit Studio to do my vertex coloring. And it makes a perfect functional NIF.